Jonathan Mathis, the sports judge. Hope your day is going well. Happy Friday. It is the start of the weekend. Well, the Padres were bounced out of the postseason by the Chicago Cubs on Thursday in particularly humiliating fashion in just one weekend where all you had to do was take 2 out of 3 from the Chicago Cubs. You couldn't even do that. This to me is unacceptable, and Machado being an asshole to the reporter is an absolute disgrace. That sums up the kind of person he is. And this kind of behavior reflects a lack of accountability. And so to see him come at that reporter the way he did in such a rude way, it tells me what I need to know about Manny Machado. Man, I already knew that about him. Now he really looks like the clown we've been knowing him to be. So I already knew he was a clown. Nothing surprises me about him. Some of you might like him for his game. Manny Machado, the player, maybe not the person. For me, I can't like the player because his shitty attitude, in my eyes, overshadows his great on the field achievements. That's why it's hard for me to root for him because he's his own worst punishment. And so to me, he will always be a victim of his own success. Manny is an arrogant, self-righteous, classless, out-of-touch scumbag who looks like a wannabe tough guy. Tries to be tough, but ain't really about it. He emits some of the worst energy a person could give off. But it's okay. His team has been eliminated from the postseason thanks to the Chicago Cubs. The Padres did what they're famous for, choking in October. How the hell does this team with that payroll and that talent lose in the wild card round to the Chicago Cubs? To me, every time this team's character was really tested, they failed. And not only did this, to me, is the most unforgivable aspect of this Padres implosion. They seemed stifled by the expectation that everything would fall into their laps because they're good, talented. You have to apply it. You have to do it with a level of consistency. You have to approach it with the mindset that it's not going to be given to you, that you have to earn it. Their desire to win, their desire to forge through and fight through any impediment that came their way, it was non-existent. And when you see that, I've got to look at the leader. Whether it's the so-called captain who acts like a soft little girl who had her Barbie doll snatched from her, whether it's the silly, immature teeny bopper you got playing in right field, whether it's the manager who came up with the same damn tired excuses after every single loss. I say watch last year, people. There was nobody who choked worse on their own vomit than the San Diego Padres. Am I right or am I wrong? I knew it this year. When will their season come to an end? Is it going to be against the Chicago Cubs in the wild card round? Is it going to be in the NLDS against the Brewers? And there you have it. In a must-win elimination game, their season hanging in the balance, the Padres offense only mustered 1 run. That's it. 1 run. They were not hitting the ball, lifeless bats up and down the lineup. These bums were unbelievably impatient at the plate. 0 approach. Contact first with no slug at all. They couldn't hit home runs. This is legitimately one of the worst offenses. This isn't new. It's what they are. They are horrible offensively. That was absolutely a gutless and pathetic performance. Fernando Tatis Jr. is mystifying. Yes, he's hard to figure out. It's always the flashy showboater who doesn't seem to have it. He feels like, he feels like he has to showboat every time. And I feel like he does enjoy making it about him and making a spectacle out of himself. There was nothing special nor exciting about Tatis. Not a fun player to watch in the postseason, it seems. I've been saying it all along. His showboating after a home run and trying to look cute after making a play is all ego-driven. He couldn't pull that crap because he did absolutely nothing in this series. Machado and Bogart's contracts will age horribly. And you would think this loss would humble them. Nothing on this earth will be able to humble them because they don't emphasize winning. It's not the number one objective. I'm convinced their egos are more important than winning. This team has a lot of that, and it shows year in and year out. And when your superstars do not step up, it is impossible to win anything. And you know, people talk about the Padres having the best bullpen in baseball. That ship has sailed. They lost. And you know how bad it is for a team that went all in at the trade deadline and ends up being a first round exit? Truly embarrassing, if you ask me. You know what's even more humiliating is the fact that the leader of your team acts worse than a teeny bopper. Rather, you want to call them a bust or the worst team money could buy or an overrated team? It is after the offseason, after the hope, the excitement, the new direction, the expectations, the way that they ended the year, it is unquestionably, in my mind, the most embarrassing season. It's got to be the most stunning implosion of any San Diego sports team. The fluctuation from the high points where the Padres looked at points like the best team in baseball to the inability to score runs. It is like, how do you even tell this story? It's unacceptable. It's horrible for the true Padres fans, not the fake fans who like to run their damn mouths. What an absolute mess. And think about it this way. It's more of a bad look when you have your best player snapping at a reporter because the game didn't go his way. It's not just, well, you have a bunch of gutless losers and guys with egos too big to set aside. It's also that you have a sore loser who can't answer a damn question. Obviously, this series, like yesterday, your team lost. I'm tired of Manny Machado with his petty nonsense. Manny's clown act following the loss showed me you're mentally weak. You have to be able to take your loss like a man. Take your ass whoopings like a man. Learn to be gracious. Learn how to be humble in victory, but gracious in defeat. That was unbelievably rude. That's pathetic loser behavior from an asshole who has failed over and over, choked year after year, despite being their best player. That's not a leader or team captain. This kind of answer shows an immaturity. And that wasn't the first time Manny has responded to the media by getting defensive and turning it on the reporter. Maybe this is a lesson for that asshole, that crybaby, Manny Machado, that can't get out of his own way, that's so unhappy, so bitter, that maybe pipe down. Maybe if you humble yourself, good things might happen. Maybe if you humble yourself, you might actually go to the World Series. You'll probably get there and lose, drop dead, but at least you would have it on your resume that you made it to the World Series. One day, possibly. And, you know, maybe you'll never get there because knowing the person you are, you won't ever change. The baseball gods frown down upon that arrogance and that nastiness and that rude personality. Keep that same energy when you lose as well. And before I wrap this up, let's talk a little humbling of Padres fans. The Padres caught the Dodgers, made things interesting. It was a close, tense, tight race. They claimed the division lead for a few days, and all of a sudden, the Padres are going to win the division. Oh, we're the big brothers now. The division run through us. It's our division now. The Dodgers are the little guys, and we are the big boys out west. Now we have the last laugh on you. Who's laughing now? I guess the Padres aren't better than the Dodgers after all. I guess you guys weren't better than the Dodgers. The Dodgers are moving on to the NLDS to play the Phillies. The Padres are going home. And the team you root for, the dream is over. Petco Park is shut down until next fall, until next spring. Temporarily out of business as the season comes to a frustrating end. It's not that the Cubs were better than you. You were just inept. You gave this away. I never thought Chicago would beat you. And, if you had a decent team with heart, you would have beaten the Chicago Cubs. How do you feel? Are you embarrassed? Because this was the start of a new era. The Dodgers were going away and the Padres were coming. And look what happened. Turns out the Dodgers are still the best team in the NL West. And turns out the Dodgers are still your daddy. Keep that in mind. Don't forget that. You sit on our laps. We don't sit on yours. Nothing better than seeing a grown-ass man act like a child because he lost, got his ass beat. Terrible way to handle that. The reporter is just doing his job. To respond this way is stupid and immature to a level that should make him feel ashamed. Not everyone is gracious in defeat. That was the behavior of a loser. And this is why losing this is why you have that losing mentality, because, you just are a sad loser. It's okay when his team is winning. If they have a feel-good win, he's celebrating, talking shit, just like the rest of the Padres and their fans. But when they can't even make it out of the wild card round, he's pulling one of his embarrassing acts. He's pouting. He's blaming others, or throwing a tantrum, taking it out on a reporter, doing his job. And we should have already known this about the Padres. It's what they do in the playoffs. It's what Manny Machado does in the playoffs. He falls down, rolls over, and dies time and again like a dirty-ass dog. I mean, he was 1 for 10 with a 100 batting average in the series against the Cubs. Your best player struggled at the plate. Once again, like last year, it was a disappointing exit for the Padres. And even more disgusting with the way Manny Machado handled it after the game. Parents, do me a favor. Teach your kids how to lose. Don't raise them to be like that jerk Manny Machado. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful day. I hope everybody's doing well. And before I get out of here, I just want to say this. I want to add this as well. Manny Machado is just a whiny-ass little bitch who needs to grow some damn balls. You guys have a nice day. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching.